Okay, thank you. Very good morning, Excellency, distinguished guests, Secretary of ASEAN member, and also the ASEAN banker. So, my great honor to be on the stage to share about the digital banking platform with the emerging trend, and also I will provide some of the solutions that the bank could consider to ensure that you are safe, to ensure that you are resilient, and also to sustain your banking system. So before I move on to the topic, I want to share with you on the report that I found with the Costa IO. We can see that a lot of banking moving to the digital platform in order to provide convenience, in order to provide loan, or in order to serve their customer to do the payment, to do the online transaction, as well as the e-commerce, paying to the e-commerce platform. And I noticed that since last 5 years, we can notice that most of the banks are invest on the digital platform. It's about $800 billion, and we can see the expectation for the next few years. By 2027, the bank have growing year by year almost 8.9%, and will be increased by 1,600 billion, meaning that the ball increasement for the digital investment and also for the digital era nowadays. And we can see that by 7.8 billion of population in the globally in 2021, most of them, we can say about 70% of the population, they are people to have their own banking account, to have their own banking credit. And for 2025, for the estimation, we can see about 8.2 billion people, population in the global, and people, almost 25% of them, they don't want to carry the cash. They want to do the payment by online. Even though me, sometimes I just carry my mobile phone and purchase something from like a supermarket, even order food. I do not carry the cash anymore. So I would like to have a very convenient life to just carry out my mobile phone and do a payment across the platform. And we also have very convenient KQR that we already implemented for across the bank in Cambodia. So by implementing the digital platform for the banks, we can notice that most of the banks will have a risk to associate. And about 60% of the bank almost consider that the credit risk, meaning that from the executive level, most of the time we are thinking about the providing loan to the customer and make sure that the customer will pay us back on time, and to ensure that they are not get a back debt. So meaning that if any crisis happen, let's say we have experienced in COVID-19 already, most of the banking customer already got impacted with the economics, and they have very big challenge to pay the money back to the bank, and the bank have to implement very proper procedure and control to ensure that we can collect the money and to sustain the operation. And also the bank, we heard from our speaker already mentioned about the operational risk, disaster recovery, and also the impact of the natural, like flooding. So from the operational risk, it is a big concern as well for the bank. Sometimes if you are not implement the hybrid working environment for your employee, let's say they cannot travel from home to the office during the crisis, meaning that your operation will be impacted. That's why you should implement the hybrid, allow your employee to work from home. So this part is one of the risk mitigation for the operational risk. And we can see a lot of scamming in Cambodia, a lot of the money laundering, not even in Cambodia but across the country as well. The bank also concerned on the compliance risk. Especially we have NBC is our regulator who is supervision to the bank and to ensure that everything you have to comply with the national, international framework, and even to ensure that the bank not getting the fraud. But the bank itself have to consider on the cyber risk, because cyber risk is a good business for the malicious activity. They would like to earn more money from the cyber attacks. And I can see that maybe I would like to request to the executive level as well, please allocate almost 10 to 15% of your budget to invest on the cyber security, because you have known the new last month for the in Indonesia already, the ransomware has been compromised and also ransom encrypted all the data of the national data center in Indonesia. So it is very painful for the Indonesia last month as well. So by prevent those risks, I would like to highlight more on the cybersecurity risk related. So let's say in Cambodia, and also the trend of the cyber attack in across the country. Okay, we already faced with the threat for the banking. Let's say we have a group of people who are very intelligent to create various activity in order to compromise the bank platform, mobile banking, internet banking, even though they try to perform impersonate to the bank user to make a fraud, to commit crime, and also to perform a crime. And so many technology is available in Cambodia right now. And as you may know, last month as well, we got supply chain attack from one of the antivirus, I don't want to name it, and impact to the Microsoft operating system, which can impact to the operation as well. This is called supply chain attack. So the bank need to have proper control and procedure to control on the supply chain attacks. And social engineering is, we can say, is a worst in Cambodia right now, because criminal are trying to perform impersonate and also try to send the malicious link to especially who is own the banking account in order to input their credential, in order to compromise their account, make digital payment, and also transfer the money out from one bank to another bank. Let me give you an example. We have the rural citizen in Cambodia who is need money for their own living, and example, one day one of the scam talk to them to open the bank account and sell the bank account to the scammer. So the scammer can perform a very bad activity, and they can transfer from the victim account to the another lending account without any identity of the scammer. So this is the worst case that we face in Cambodia right now. And also ransomware is a good business for the attacker to attack to the company, copy all the data out from the company, encrypt the data, and they ask you to pay with the cryptocurrency, which is unauthorized payment digital platform. And I know that last 3 days, Deputy Prime Minister of the Ministry of Interior, His Excellency Sosaka, have remarked that in the first half of 2024, Cambodia lost almost $40 million because of the online scam. So this is the worst news as well for our Cambodian. Okay, so by preventing that, the organization should consider a key solution to ensure that you are secure for your banking platform. So by monitoring on the risk, how can you monitor it? You cannot use your eye to see the attacks, but you have to allocate some budget to implement such kind of the solution in order to get analyze on the malicious activity. You have to ensure that your operation are running 24/7. You have to ensure that you know before the attack happen in your organization. Or if you don't invest on the monitoring platform, you cannot see that who attacks in your organization, and you don't have any proper risk mitigation control. So we have to do the risk assessment as well for our organization. Before we get a big impact, we need to evaluate ourselves. So by doing the risk assessment is a very good method that banking sector should consider, not only the banking sector but for other sector as well. So for transfer the data out from the organization, I believe that bank, we have a lot of corporate partner. Even you join partner with the Bakong, Visa, Master or Swift, you have to encrypt your data before you sending out to the third party. So in this case, you can ensure that you are safe, you are protecting your customer data, you are not violate with the law and the regulation, and also you are not get fining from your regulator as well. So the asset as well, we need to have a proper procedure. We have to have proper standard to manage on your asset, not even the IT asset, but also the operation asset that connected to the internet. So I believe that we can operate, we can sustain our banking platform. Of course, we need to have a good connectivity. So in the connectivity itself, you also have to put control to ensure that we have secure, we have protect our employee, and also we have to protect our data flying from the company to another third party. So this is the key solution that the bank needs to consider. So by the implement a key solution is not enough, but you have to create a proper operation on the cybersecurity principle. So meaning that you can implement, you can create, you can design your program. Example, you create proper policy, you create proper governance framework, data security framework, and also the procedure that make sure your internal stakeholder to be aligned with the business strategic. And by doing that, we can call it is a process for the organization. So different bank is different process, different organization, different industry is different process. But we have to put it in the same standard. So we have a process already. How can we ensure that our process is work proper? We need to implement it. We need to hire third party. We need to hire such kind of the automation solution that you can implement. Example, one day your employee got compromised from the hacker. They try and copy your data, let's say financial data out from your company and upload to the public cloud. How can you ensure that your data is not copied out from the company? Then you need to implement proper control called the technology to make sure that you have monitor on your data, you have classify on your data, which one is critical, which one you use for the internal, which one that you can share to the public, so that you can protect yourself and you are not get harm on your reputation. Okay, so by having the design, implement the technology, if you don't have enough resource, let's say you don't have enough people to work for the organization, who will be the manage on those solutions? Who will be the manage on your operation, daily operation. So you need a resource. Not only the resource like 1,000 people, but the resource have to have a skill set, have to have a proper capability to control on all those implementations. So to recap that, bank could consider to have real-time monitoring on your IT and digital asset. Without real-time monitoring, you cannot identify who will attack to your organization, what happened to your organization, and how big of the attacks and the threat to your organization. And also, you should consider to increase the speed of your intelligent gathering, meaning that you're trying to gather all the information as fast as possible to identify before something happens to your organization, and you have to enhance the accuracy, not just seeing on the paper, but you have proper report system to see that you have a number of the attacks that you can identify, and also you have to stay ahead with the bad guy who are sitting on the underground to perform malicious activity to harm to your organization. And of course, don't forget to implement the key solution, because you cannot use your hand to stop the attacks. It's like you cannot stop the waterfall on the mountain. So you need to invest on the solution. And last but not least, awareness program is very important for your organization. Not only the employee itself, but I can observe that the bank still have limit on the awareness to bank customer. Let's say I go to the counter, open a bank account, no one tell me that don't share my password, don't share my bank account to the public. So by doing that, I think you should collaborate between employee itself to educate to the public as well as the customer, so that we can secure our banking sector and banking, digital banking in Cambodia. So I stop from here.
Alright, thank you very much for running out of time. So thank you very much, a round of applause to thank Mr. Smart from Smart Axiata for the wonderful presentation.